Hello and welcome to the Real Estate Regroup Show. My name is LJ Walker. I'm a real estate investor helping you realize your dream of owning a home or investing in one. Well, today's show, I'd like to speak about appreciation versus cash flow. You see, you typically have two types of investors. One that invests in appreciation, and then you have those that invest in cash flow. Doing so really depends on the market, and it also depends on the individual. I'm going to just insert what the difference is. Appreciation is when one believes that a certain area, the prices of homes are going to go up. So what they do is they'll buy now, wait a number of years, and then sell. Okay. Cash flow, those people, they don't care if the price of the house goes up or goes down. All they care about is if they are going to be able to make money at the end of the month. Okay. Here's my 2 cents of it. I'm going to just go a little bit deeper into my synopsis of the two. In my opinion, I feel like appreciation is more of a gamble. Why? Because real estate is cyclical, all right? There are some places that never appreciate, or if they do, it's just a little. Then you have others that swing real high and then come down real low. Then you have others that'll stabilize for a while and then they just keep on going up and up and up. So really, it depends on which market you choose. Right now, in particular, the major factors that many investors who invest for appreciation look for is jobs and population growth. And right now, with COVID hitting, when it comes to jobs, they're looking to see how many jobs will have essential workers, such as hospitals, fire departments, and grocery stores. Because those particular professions are tied down to a particular location. They normally cannot work remotely. They have to physically be wherever their job is, okay? Now, when it comes to population growth, there's been a huge migration going on in the United States so far. Most people during this time, who were in big cities, they've either moved back home to be closer to their families, or they've moved to, let's say, the Sun Belt states in areas where there's low crime and also low taxes, okay? And many of those people are not going to go back, especially if they're able to work remotely. They're going to stay where they are. So a lot of people are looking at migration maps, studying them to see, okay, this place may be better to invest than others. Also with appreciation, you're normally a buy and hold investor, and you're in it for the long haul. I've seen where some investors will sit on a property, they'll buy something in the hood real cheap, sit on it for 20, 30 years, and then they'll sell it. I've seen this in Harlem. You know about this in Baltimore and in California. This is done. But I believe I know the laws in Baltimore have already changed. They don't want people doing that anymore. In California, with their recent decision, where there was one developer that did that, it may change the game in California as well, where they're not going to allow people to sort of like warehouse properties. Anyway, when it comes to appreciation, these are really best, in my opinion, for those who have a lot of money, who have a huge network, meaning they know people in politics, so they know when an area is going to be gentrified before it actually does become that way. They know various people, business owners, CEOs, and they'll pick up, oh, when a CEO says, you know what, I'm going to move this department, or I'm going to move my whole company to a particular city, they'll jump on that and say, okay, well, then I'm going to buy up a lot of property in that city so that when that company goes there, the people who work for that company will have to rent or buy from me. You understand? So they already have a foothold, an inside knowledge of what's going to happen to an area in the future. Those are the type of people who normally do appreciation. The risk is this: life is still full of so much uncertainties. The pandemic, for example, has changed the game for many investors. Now, I really don't think that many places are going to go back to normal, or many things are going to go back to normal for that matter. And some places will bounce back. I do believe New York City is going to bounce back, and Boston is another city that I think will come back around eventually. But what's recently happened has really thrown a curveball as far as investing in appreciation. All right. So now let's look at cash flow. Cash flow investors, they're all about the numbers. They want to, like I mentioned before, make sure that they are getting a return every month. They want to make sure that the monthly income covers all expenses. They're looking at the profit. They might even consider depreciation because that's what they can take off on their taxes. They're also going to, of course, if it's a big apartment building, they're going to look at what is the average vacancy and how long does the average vacancy occur? Like how many months will the apartment be vacant, and can they cover that cost? You understand? So these people sometimes with cash flow, they may not be in it for as long of a haul as somebody who's in it for appreciation, meaning they may not sit on it for 10 or 20 years. Some are buy and hold, but there are some that are not. And some that do buy and hold, they may hold it for, let's say, 3 to 5 years, or until whenever the time is that they make a profit. Okay? Now, you do have a few markets where you get cash flow and appreciation. It's possible to do, but it's really about timing. It's knowing when to buy, which is not always easy, and then knowing when to sell. Okay? So, my friends, that's my recap of, and my opinion really, between investing in appreciation versus investing in cash flow. So, in the comment section, as you know, I copy the podcast over to YouTube by the same name, which is the Real Estate Regroup Show. Just share with me which type of investor you are, if you want to, and then also why, and then which states and which cities you are considering or you have already invested in, and how successful you are. Okay? Remember, caring is sharing. So bye for now. Until next time, have a good night.